Boom! What's up, everybody? My name's Klint, and welcome back to The Perfect Bag. Today we've got something special. I got it already out on the desk. Wanted to show you. It is the Mountain Hip Pack from Evergoods. Woo! It's pretty. All right. So, as you can see, this is no ordinary bag. This is the Griffin edition in tan. Wax canvas. Looks like leather. Promise you, it is wax canvas. You may have seen previously my review of the Civic panel loader in tan wax canvas, the Griffin edition. I loved that bag. Ended up trading it. It's no slight to the bag. Went with a very rare Bairn from Track. I still have a Civic panel loader, so made the call, did the trade. And I still have one Griffin bag from that super cool Carryology collaboration. And man, I think it is a looker. This is the Mountain Hip Pack, and it's the first time I've had a chance to have a Mountain Hip Pack and review it on this channel. So I'm excited to get into both the bag itself and the Carryology collaboration. All right, you know what we do on this channel. We do one-take bag reviews. What does that mean? One straight shot, full exterior and interior walkthrough of this bag, and you're going to get all the nooks and crannies, all the pockets, all the features, everything you need to know about the bag, up close and personal. At the end, you're always going to get two things that I love about the bag, two things not so much, and then an overall recommendation. Who might this be the perfect bag for? The Mountain Hip Pack from Evergoods. We're going to talk about the bag in general, not just the Griffin version of the bag, but we are going to take a look at how cool this particular version of the bag is. All right, let's get into it. Without further ado, here we go. This wax canvas is gorgeous. As you may have heard in my other review, feels like leather, looks like a really sweet kind of Indiana Jones leather bomber jacket situation, and it is nice. Feels really, really good, very elegant. Very, very nice. The zippers themselves, not AquaGuard. The zipper pulls, I think a little bit controversial. They are just leather pulls. Why are they controversial? Well, just for one reason. They are a little tough to grab and hang on to compared to paracord, compared to, you know, the kind of larger pulls or rings even. It's just a little slippery and a little, what's the word? Dainty, ephemeral, whatever. Anyway, some people don't like them. I actually think they're pretty cool. A lot of people have been swapping them out on this particular bag. What else do you have going on? You have a 2x2 little morale patch spot here, and this is a custom Dan Matsuda Griffin designed patch. And Evergoods sells other patches you could put into that space, and you could also put any other patch you feel like in that space. But keep in mind, it is a 2x2 little hook and loop field, which is a fairly unique size. Most patches that you get are 2x3 or 3x3 or round. 2x2 is pretty small. Ranger eyes or cat eyes, the little small tiny patches. Let's see, do I have any behind me? Yeah, right here. So you could fit 4 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those onto a 2x2 space as well. So, but just know it's a little bit of a unique space, but this bag does come with this patch, and it is a really nice patch. All right, so what else is going on in the exterior of this bag? Well, we'll get into the pockets in a minute, but you do have a nylon brown matching strap here, and you have cord keepers on said strap. You can see right here, they're built in, and all you do for those is just, you know, wind the extra cord down and then pop the elastic over the top, and boom, look, your cord is kept. Boom, mischief managed. And then right here, you've got matching, color matching Duraflex buckles. A lot of people might think that, you know, an expensive bag like this, a high premium bag like this, should have gone Cobra instead of Duraflex. Those people are wrong. Sorry, people, but you are wrong. The bag itself is already pretty heavy because of this wax canvas, and it's a sling bag. designed to be worn as a hip pack or a crossbody pack, and adding even more weight, whether it's metal buckles down here for this compression function or for these Duraflex buckles up here. Good Lord, we're talking about adding more weight on top of weight, and this thing all of a sudden becomes unmanageably heavy. So Duraflex was definitely the way to go. I'm glad that Evergoods chose that route. All right, so we've got a couple of zippered compartments we're going to get to in a second, but I want to talk about the back panel of this bag. Very nice. It's got wings. Okay, we'll talk about how those wings impact the wear of the bag here in a second. Very nice cushioned back panel here. This is canvas but not waxed. And then you've got one more feature to talk about on the exterior of this bag, and it is hidden behind the front panel. Let's check this out here. So when you loosen up the compression straps, you've got a pocket right here. Look at this. But it's not really a pocket, it's a pass-through, okay? And it passes all the way through to this side. And so you've got a little space. It's interesting, right? So tough to show, but you can look all the way through. It's orange in there, which we're going to get to in a second. What is it? Is it a bottle holder? Maybe. I can put a bottle in there. Is it an umbrella holder? Is it, as they suggest on the Evergoods website video, a hand warmer? I don't know. It's interesting. It's an empty panel. I'm not sure what to do with this section. If you've got a mountain hip pack and you find this section to be very, very useful, let me know. What do you use yours? Boom, look, I shoved a whole bottle in there. But if I'm wearing it vertically, will the bottle stay in? Will it fall out? I don't know. It's an interesting pocket. I'll give them that. It's an interesting pocket. All right, so I think it's time, without further ado, let's get into this thing. Let's get into camera number 2 and check out the pockets. Meet me there, y'all. All right, here we are, camera number 2. We're ready to dig into this sucker. I'm excited to show you all the features. Let me show you that pass-through pocket again really quick, up close and personal. You can see it is lined with this orange color. It's really neat. And it does just go kind of straight through the bag from one side to the other. Interesting. All right, first pocket. Now on most fanny packs, this pocket here would be the primary pocket. But actually in using this bag, the back pocket ended up being the primary pocket for me. So we'll talk about that. But let's open this sucker up. Wow, all of a sudden you can see right from the start, bright orange. Like it's like there's a light on in here, right? Wah, wah. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, look at that. All right, so big, wide pocket here, lots of space. Could put a jacket in here easily. You could do a lot of things with this space. All right, what have I done with this space? Well, carrying a little game device. I'm carrying some lip balm. Carrying a cord. Carrying some sunglasses. Carrying a rock. Carrying a fidget toy. Look at that. Tons of space. Tons of space. And then there's a Carryology patch here. Now, you may not know, but Evergoods always puts these patches in their bags, tells you what year the bag was made, what version of the bag it is, but this is a very nice leather embossed version. There's a zippered pouch back here with, again, these leather pulls on it. Very nice hardware, by the way. And then I've put in a battery backup back there with some built-in cables. All right, that's the main compartment. A lot of useful space, not a lot of organization, one zippered pocket, but a big pouch. Very nice and classic crescent-shaped fanny pack design. Now, I flipped the bag around because I want to show you this section with kind of how you would look at it. Down, wearing it crossbody, or like this, if you were wearing it on your front and it swung it around to your waist. So you would open up this, and look at this. So look at that opening. See how it isn't quite straight? It runs in, back, and then back out. Yeah, just little details here. And I'm not even sure what the design feature is there, but I think it's just to give more room for these wings to flex a little bit and some more flexibility for the bag to wrap around you. But Little details there. So we open it up, and what do we have? The same amazing color. We have a red, which is, I think, interesting choice, but a red key holder. And I always use those key leashes for my AirPods. And then in here, I've tossed in a gear hook. That one's from 8 Timber, by the way. And then you can see, looking down, what do I see? I see 1 stretchy pocket, 2 stretchy pockets, 3, 4 stretchy pockets. These ones are kind of like an admin panel. I've tossed my EDC pocket knife into there. I've tossed a flashlight into there. I've tossed wallet into there, and my phone. Okay, all right. So this main compartment here, I call this the main compartment because it's the most useful compartment with the most organization. Phone, wallet, knife, flashlight, you could put kind of any little gear you want to carry and have on the ready with your keys, everything. So treat this as your main compartment and this as a storage compartment for bulkier, secondarily used items. This is when you take off the bag and access it. This is your things I need while I'm wearing the bag pocket. Okay, and let me give you an up close and personal with the back here and with the buckles. And this is the compression strap. Again, plastic, but if they hadn't gone plastic, it would be super heavy, super heavy. And here is the patch that comes with the bag. All right, that is the full walkthrough. Meet me back at camera number 1. Let's talk about this thing. All right, that's the walkthrough. Now let's get into it. 2 things that I love about the bag, 2 things not so much, or that could be better, and then an overall recommendation. Who might this be the perfect bag for? Okay, so first off, what do I love about this bag? The first one's a gimme, and I hope you forgive me, but this colorway and material, you heard me just gush about it endlessly on the Civic panel loader review, but this wax canvas is dynamite. Maybe one of my favorite fabrics that I've ever seen in a bag. It's just great. I hope there is a Civic travel bag coming up in the future. I hope they do a Griffin version 2 or round 2 or whatever, but it's just too good to leave as an exclusive one-time deal. It's a great material, just a great bag, feels great. Okay, so that's it. That's the first one. Boom. The second thing that I like about the bag is just how it wears. And I don't mean how it wears over time, how it looks over time. I mean the comfort level of wearing this bag. So there's a couple of choices you have. And I'll model this, by the way, at the end of the video. Always do. So stick around to the end. But look at this. So big, chunky crossbody. This is the way that I wear this bag. I don't wear it as a hip pack. I toss it over either of my shoulders. Works either way. And it just wears really nicely. And then you just flip it around to the back, and you've got it on your back. It feels great on your back. I was a little worried because the normal version of this bag is just a Cordura, and it's a little lighter and it's more flexible than this. But for me, there's enough flappiness in these wings that they're not pointy and pokey, and it just feels nice wearing the bag. So I love how it wears. It's a very comfortable shape of bag, this crescent half moon, and it's got enough curve to not just be a hip pack, it's got, I don't know if you can see this really well, but it comes off at just enough of an angle. So it doesn't come straight off like this. It comes off at just enough of an angle with just enough play in the straps that it can hook in a crescent for a crossbody style very well. Yeah, so love how this feels when you wear it. 2 things I think could be better about the bag. The first one is this weird, gigantic front pocket that is just about impossible to access because of these compression straps and just confuses me. I think it's neat that they added a flap here and that they added some space here. And I understand why maybe they didn't make it a one-way pocket for a bottle holder. But if they had just done one thing, just one thing here, if they had added 2 snaps, okay? So why did they not just make it a bottle holder? Because people will wear this, you know, this way or this way. And so you can't just make it a one-way pocket, because for people who wear it on one particular shoulder, it wouldn't work then. Like the crap would always fall out. But if you had added snaps, so little brass snaps right here and right here, 1, 2, 1, 2, then you could always close off one side, and no matter which way you preferred to wear the bag, you could use it for umbrellas, for bottles. Now, it's still functional. You can run a jacket through there very easily, and I'm not saying it ain't useful. I'm just saying it's not something I used, which is a bummer, because it's quite a bit of space, and it's a front and center in your face kind of design feature. So that's the first thing I think could be better. Is I think there's maybe some improvements to that front pass-through, slide-through, or at least it didn't work for me. The second thing that I think could be slightly better about this bag, and this is a tough one because it's a problem I think a lot of manufacturers are going to be up against over the next decade. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this. You saw in testing that I took this phone and dropped it right into a little phone pocket here. Really easily, really nicely. But that's not the size of phone I actually have. This is a iPhone, who knows, from whenever. I mean, look at that back camera. This is an iPhone from 10 years ago. This is the size of phone I actually use, an iPhone 15 Pro Max. When I slip this in, we have a problem. And that problem is that it doesn't fit. And so I think if I were a bag maker, man, what a dream. But if I were a bag maker, I would be taking an iPhone 15 Pro Max in a case, dropping it into my section that I think people are going to use as a phone, and test fitting it and seeing, does it work? Because this is the size phone, the max size phone that a lot of people will have. These bigger phones, these foldable phones now, but these big honking phones, and because it doesn't fit into that slip pocket, then I end up just having to toss this phone loose into the compartment, which is fine, but I like to be able to use that functionality of the admin pocket or a quick stash pocket. It would work really well if it worked really well, but we're an inch and a half off. So sizing your sections of admin sections for things that people actually carry in this decade, the 2020s, a big deal, a big deal. That being said, I am of course nitpicking. This is a very excellent bag. So who might this be the perfect bag for? Honestly, a lot of people. If you're looking for a useful, functional sling bag. Oh, and heck, y'all, I wanted to show you something else. Device-a-palooza. What fits? Kindle? Fits. Larger Kindle? Fits. iPad Mini? Fits. And it fits in either section. Now, there's not a dedicated tech sleeve, but the whole thing is super freaking padded. But just so you know, like look at that. I just took all that crap and put it in the bag. What was all that crap? Giant battery, gaming device, iPhone case for a 15 Pro Max, old iPhone, sunglasses, Kindle, broken Kindle, iPad Mini. Like, this thing is bigger than it looks. Unless you say, man, it already looks pretty big. In which case, it's exactly as big as it looks. But a very useful size, a very useful bag. You might not be able to get your hands on this version. Who knows? Maybe you can. Secondhand market is alive and active and good. But don't sweat it. The other version, the standard version, the normal version, it ain't just a normal bag, it's a great bag. And some people might actually prefer the normal standard version of this bag because it doesn't have the Dayglow interior, which isn't for everybody. I love it, but it isn't for everybody. And the normal version of this bag is lighter, which is a good thing in a crossbody bag, because when you load it up, you don't want to be carrying the bag and the stuff, you want to be carrying just the stuff, if you know what I mean. So, great bag, highly recommended as a city sling and a kind of go to the market weekend carry it around kind of bag. It's just really nice, very useful, and not too many pockets, which is a good thing as well. All right, y'all, that's it. That's the walkthrough. That's my take on this bag. I hope you enjoyed getting to see this beauty. Let me try it on. I'll do the walk for y'all. As always, everybody, thank you so much for the love and support, and we will, of course, see you next time. Bye for now, everybody.